Ay, I'm on vacation every single day, cause I love my occupation. Ay, 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 I'm on vacation. If you don't like your life, then you should go and change it.
Hello everyone. This is John from Nevermore Antiques, and I'm coming to you with another What Sold video. This is actually going to be a two-part video. I have fallen behind on actually doing these videos, so we have like 90 or 100 items that have sold. So I'm going to go over the first 40. Most of these items were stuff that we sold in January, and here we are at February 10th. We have right at like $2,400 in sales on these 90 items. And we're going to jump into this real quick. We're going to knock these out so we don't take a whole lot of time in this video. The first item that we have here is a lot of vintage McDonald's flare pens, and I sold them for $6.76 and $5.30 shipping and handling. Made a little bit of money on the shipping on that because these are not expensive to ship. The next item that I have here is a really cool unicorn. It's like a vintage 1980s vibed unicorn on a piece of wood. Looks like actually like plywood, and somebody put the unicorn down on it, clear coated it. Unicorn stuff sells fantastic. Every time I find unicorn pictures, especially the vintage stuff, I am always able to flip them for a lot of money. This is the controller that I started out with. I sold it for actually $18. Picked it up at the bins, probably had 50 cents in it. I had several people. I had probably like 5 offers for 15 bucks on this, and I just didn't want to take it because I thought that that was probably too cheap. We have another turkey hunting video. It springs right around the corner. I sold it for $13.56. These are really starting to sell really good for me. As I said, spring turkey season is getting ready to start, so these guys are getting geared up, trying to learn some new techniques so they can call in them big birds. Here is another lot of 5 Gideon Bibles. Now, these are Bibles that were donated to a thrift shop. These were not taken out of a hospital or anything, and they sold them for 25 cents a piece. So I have $1.25 in them, and there are people out there that actually collects Gideon Bibles. You got to realize that the Gideon's organization is huge, and it's impacted a lot of people's lives. And there are people that are like fans of certain color Gideon Bibles, certain dates. It's really an interesting hobby. There's people out there that like certain colors, certain dates, certain translations. So you can lot them up if you find them, and you can sell them, and they really bring a lot of enjoyment to people's lives. This is a car part. Sold it for $67.96 free shipping. It's actually a door hinge, so that was pretty sweet. Here is a speaker. I sold both of them, $20.91 free shipping. Probably cost about 10 bucks to ship. It's a smaller speaker, not super huge, but people really like vintage audio, and if you don't want to ship like a whole speaker cabinet, you can tear it down. I actually have a video. If you go look, it's a long time ago, but if you go to my video section, you can search for like how I make money taking apart speakers, and I make a fortune on that. I mean, people pass them up at auctions, and what I do is I take the speakers, the tweeters, the electronics out of it, and then I'll break the cabinet down, throw it in the dumpster, and you can even sell the speaker grills if they're in good enough shape. Here is a razor. I sold it for $12.71, $7.54 shipping and handling. Probably made a little bit of money on that too because it was not $7.54 shipping. It's just probably first class. Here is a vintage 1980s Empire Strikes Back FX7 mechanical droid. Not too bad a shape. Sold for $8.46 and $3.80 shipping and handling. Here is an excellent, sexy, nice 1990s Bill Cosby-esque sweater. I don't know. It's pretty cool. It had leather epaulets or whatever you call it on the front of it. It was pretty crazy. Nice geometric design. I had it listed forever though. I don't even own that background anymore. That wooden room divider there, I sold it for like 125 bucks out of my store. But I finally sold this for $16.96. I really don't pick up a lot of clothes anymore. For one, my Goodwill, they have just started charging like $4 or $5 a piece for shirts, and you can't really make a lot of money. I probably picked this one up on half off day. It was probably $3.50, so I picked it up for what, $1.75. And You can't go wrong at $1.75. You can make money, but at $5 Goodwill, I'm not a buyer. I'm not buying your stuff at $5. Here's a lot of Girl Scout patches. It's Thinking Day, the River Bluffs Council. That council no longer exists. These were listed forever. They have the red background, so they have been listed for a long, long time. Here is a set of 2 ceramic ceiling lights. They're freaking awesome. I got them at an estate sale, paid 70% off the sticker price, which was, I think, $25 a piece. Sold them together in a lot, shipped them together as a lot, and they've been delivered. Everything's already been delivered here, so everything seems to be, everybody's happy with what they got. Here's a lot of Joel Osteen and John Osteen. Now, Joel Osteen, his stuff doesn't sell for a whole lot, but his dad, John, if you find his stuff, you can sell it for a lot of money. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Look it up. Here is a FisherPrice Little People airplane. Sold it for $12.71. Shipping. Didn't do too bad. Made a ton of money on FisherPrice. Wooden FisherPrice, people, is a great bolo. Keep a lookout for them. There's a FisherPrice websites out there to where you can actually go and it'll tell you everything that you need. If you find a FisherPrice piece, you can build the set. If you get a bunch of figures and a bunch of toys, you can go and research on these websites, and they will tell you exactly which figure goes with what toy. Here we have a Marijuana's Grower Handbook. It's sold to somebody in Illinois, so happy smoking. Sold it for $16.11. I pulled it out of a storage shed and made a ton of money on that storage shed. This is a Playmobil Zoo Wildlife 2010 elephant. Sold it for $11. I picked it up for, I think, 50 cents at Goodwill. That was still a pretty sweet pickup. No, I got that at the Goodwill bins. And yeah, I love little toys. Here is a matching set of RCA radio tubes. Sold them for $25.46, $4.60 shipping and handling. Radio tubes are pretty good. You just have to, if they're new in the box and stuff like that, you can make good money on them. But man, if you buy a large lot of them, a lot of them can be TV tubes, and the TV tubes are garbage. But the radio tubes, people still use them. Like, you can find radio tubes that are used for amplification, like amplifiers, guitar amplifiers, Gibson, Fender, stuff like that. A lot of those old amps use tubes. And if you find a match set that are pretty equal, you have to have a tester to know that. But if you find a set that are pretty equal, sometimes they'll go for $300-400 just for tubes. Here is a set of vintage tennis rackets. These things sell good. $16.96. You can typically pick them up at Goodwill for $1 or $2 a piece. You know, they don't see any value in them, and they would not see any value in them. No one's going into Goodwill and being like, oh, I'm going to pay $8 for that tennis racket. So they normally mark them pretty cheap. That's one of the things you can still pick up at Goodwill, because they don't know everything. They don't know everything. And if they mark them up, you know, then they'll end up at the bins, and somebody will still get them cheap anyways. Here is a Heberer equipment mask. That whole hat's a mouthful. We're just gonna say I sold a hat. That's what we're gonna say today. For $12.71, we sold that hat and made $5, and sold it for $5, or sold it for $12.71 and shipped it for $5.30. That whole hat was just a waste. Here is a set of maternity pants. This is something that my wife had listed. This was part of her stuff. Yeah, sold them for $11.86, $5.90 shipping and handling. That's her money though. This is some of that stuff you'd be watching. If you be watching my videos, you've seen that I picked this up at Goodwill. They messed up on that. I sold it for $30.56. I paid $3 for it. Free shipping. Here is a Seabees transfer. It's really cool. These are vintage. These are like 1940 Seabees transfer, World War II. And I had these things listed forever and just never could sell them. I don't know why. I don't know why they would not sell. But I sold 14 of them so far, and I sold 10 of them to a guy for $5 a piece. That's $50. I was completely disappointed. I thought they would have sold for way more, because just the beauty of that. Like, look at that. That's freaking awesome. Like, who wouldn't want that? I don't know. Crazy. Here is a U.S. Navy tour jacket. It's from a sailor that toured all of these countries. And he was a man named Brian. And I am going to guess that he was of the African American descent, because black lovers are best. So, there you go. Cool jacket. Hope you're out there doing well, Brian. Thank you for your service. Here is a St. Louis Rams starter jacket. I find that the St. Louis Rams stuff that I can pick up that doesn't have St. Louis on it, I buy every bit of that, because people still like the Rams, and they're in Los Angeles now. So if you buy this stuff that says St. Louis on it, you're not going to get as much money for it. But if you buy the stuff that says no St. Louis on it, you're in business. Here is a oxygen sensor. Somebody bought both of them for $24.61 a piece, free shipping. Here is another Seabees. I sold one to another guy. Here is a set of mud flaps, flood maps. We don't want no flood maps. I messed myself up. Here's a set of splash guards for a 2003 to 2006 Chevy Trailblazer. I hope you're laughing at me, folks, because I'm stupid. Here we go. Here is a vintage black leather embossed men's belt. It sold for $16.11 and $5.30 shipping and handling. I think it was pretty cool too. I think it had an eagle on the back of it, spread eagle. Caw-caw. I mean, it was just freaking awesome, and I hope they loved it, because I sure liked it. Here is this went to France. We actually shipped this all the way to France. We sold it for $7.61. It went to France, and I sure hope they love it over there. I don't know what in the world somebody in France is wanting with a country western jamboree book, but cool nevertheless. Here is a lot of these vintage little kids books. I listed them for $16.96. I run a perpetual 15% off. Sold for $14.41 and $3.31 medium L. Here is a lot of 3 brand new factory sealed Austin Power movies. I got these from Pat D's. He brought me a bunch of movies when he came and visited me. And thanks, Pat. I sold them for $12.71 and $3.33 shipping and handling. So, hey, appreciate it, buddy. Here is a Ertl die-cast metal excavator. It was really cool. It was small. It wasn't like huge, but I sold it for $13.56, free shipping and handling. It went first class. Here is a Mitsubishi linear automatic turntable. Sold it for $21.21. It got there, no problems. It didn't break. I learned my lesson on the last one. Oddly enough, we made money on the last item that broke because the insurance paid out. And we did really well. I got the item back. The insurance paid out. I resold the broken item for $100, and I got to keep my original money. I don't know. I feel like I did something wrong, but I mean, I could resell it. They didn't tell me I had to send it anywhere, so, it is what it is. Heck, I made money on that. That's crazy. Here is a set of Converse All-Star high-top shoes. Sold them I sell every pair of those I get. $11, $7.54 shipping and handling. Here is a computer tower. If you know, a lot of you people follow me on social media. I'm always looking for free computer towers. I take them, I clean them up. I take the information out of them. I use registry edit programs, remove all the personal information, remove all the personal files, clean the case, blow it out. I've got a little vacuum thing that blows stuff out, or actually a little air compressor that blows the dust out. And I turn around and I sell these computers. This one sold for $67.96, and they paid shipping on top, so that worked out pretty good. Here is a set of genuine Camaro. Now I paid $150 for all of these parts. I got a beautiful case, signs, I got tons of stuff. Here is I sold both of these and got $50 out of them. I really appreciate the guy that helped me out there. Here is a set of Cape Girardeau, Missouri, Central High School Varsity Letters. And, yeah, I sold them for $21 shipped. And they probably cost about $4 to ship. And we're getting at the end here. My computer's starting to get laggy. Here's a set of vintage Levi Silver Tap jeans. Sold them for $12.71. $7.54 shipping. Always do well. always do well with jeans if I can get them cheap. If I can pick them up for $1, I'm gonna make money. Here we go. Here is another turkey hunting video. Gobble gobble gobble, and sold it for $6.76. Free shipping. That one wasn't that much. Probably by the time I shipped it, just made a couple bucks. But you got to realize I got all of that in a huge lot. I'm in the profit. It's nothing but money at this point. And the last item that I have here is the that Heiko. What is my problem tonight? That Nyko Hummer chassis. It sold for $25.46, free shipping. I didn't get as much as I thought I would get out of it, but it was about $10 to ship, so I made $15 on it. Remember, I only paid $5 for it, so I'm already in the positive, and I've still got the body to go, and I've had several offers on it, but nobody's wanted to pay up yet. So we're going to go and we're going to take a look here. My numbers are not that great. I mean, I've been focusing a lot on the store, which is kind of good and kind of bad. I wish the store would perform a little bit better. But I had a really bad January. But February is really starting to look up. We're at about $4,256 for the last 31 days. We're at about $14,000 for the last 90 days. And the last 7 days, we've actually over $1,400. We've hit this. Besides this one day, we've hit 300 that day, 266, 230, 214. 277, and today we didn't even break 100. But there's always tomorrow. I've got a ton of stuff to list, so I'm going to get to it, start listing. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, hit the thumbs up video, and let me know down below what your favorite item was that I sold. I really appreciate you guys. I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there that you could be watching, especially in the resale community. There's no shortage anymore of people to watch, but I hope you understand that I am your trusted source for great bolos and awesome items that you can actually sell for good money. This is stuff that you can walk into any Goodwill, any Salvation Army yard sales. I mean, most of the stuff that we sell on eBay is just bread and butter. It's items that you do not have a lot of competition in, and a lot of the items that you see here are items that are outside of the box because of the area that we live in. We live in a location that is very rural, and we have to really be progressive in the kind of items that we flip and ship so that we can eat and pay our bills. And if you noticed, I am not lost any weight, so I'm eating pretty good. So anyways, appreciate you guys for watching. I hope you would click that like button. I hope you would stick around and possibly subscribe to the channel. We love you, and we are here to motivate you, to inspire you, and to grow with you. So if you would, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. God bless you guys. Keep on digging, keep on picking, and remember, God bless you, and the family that picks together sticks together. Good night.